It's been a few months now with the tutoring that you've had with us.
Yeah.
Let's go back, and can you tell me, why did you decide to do tutoring in the first place? So why did you decide to do tutoring? Where were you before? What prompted you to get a tutor?
So at the start, before coming to science classes, I was struggling in school with science, and I used to do like test papers. We used to do tests in school, and I didn't do great on it.
Mhm.
So because I wanted to do medicine as well, I needed science. So then I decided to take science tutoring. And then when I joined, it like started to help me out, because going through stuff and recapping, it just like improves my memory as well. And then when I had my first set of marks, that was in November, and then I joined tutoring about after November or before. So I didn't have much time, so I did like not do great as well. But then it's been a few months, and then I had my marks during February, and I think it really has helped me, because going through stuff, recapping, it really just has helped me. And all the tips and the booklets as well you've sent me as well, it did help me.
Good, excellent. Brilliant. I mean, I think you've done really well, because I remember seeing your grades when you showed them to me. You sent them to me a few months ago. You were around a 3. And you are one of those committed students who come to every class, and that really pays off. And you can see that, you can see that jump by 2 grades in just over a term. How does that make you feel, getting that grade increase?
So when I did my marks in February, I was scared that I was gonna get anything below 3 or 3. But then when I did my mocks as well, I did not feel confident at all. And then when I got my grades back, I was really proud of myself, because my grade just increased, and I didn't expect it at all as well.
Fantastic. So what do you think has helped you the most then? I know you've talked about, recapping and memory. Is there anything that stood out to you the most, that you think has helped you the most to have such a good improvement in your grades?
I think the homeworks, because the questions that comes on it is kind of similar to what I had on my mocks. So that helped me a lot.
And I think with you, one of the things we discovered is that you have the subject knowledge and you pick up the information in the lessons, but when it comes to the exam questions, that's where you fall down. And so doing those exam questions for homework, and in classes as well, I guess, has helped you to develop some of those exam techniques. What is your experience of being in a group class, working with other students who also want to do well? How do you find that?
I find that as a really good thing, because when I'm around those kind of people, it makes me want to work hard. And I also found out like new stuff about their knowledges, and like when they answer a question, I just pick up the answers, and it really does help me. But I feel like if I was like independently, it wouldn't help me as much, because it's just me and the teacher. But then hearing different answers from different people, you can sum up with stuff, and then you can just come up with it.
And even in the class today, kind of what you're saying was linking to that, because you're drawing your diagram of mitosis from the question, and then you see other people's diagrams, showing it up, and you're going, oh yeah, that's where I missed. Whereas if it's just on your own, sometimes it can be hard to it can be hard to see that, isn't it? Also, another thing I've noticed with you, if you do attend a lot of the catch-up classes for revision, how do you find those classes have helped you?
Because it's just exam questions, it's helpful, but then sometimes it can be hard though, because when it gets towards the end of the paper, the questions just come up as hard. But I do find it useful because then I can find time for myself to go through exam papers, and I think those tips as well really helps me.
Yeah, and if for some reason you don't find as much time at home, then you
Yeah,
have
I can.
exactly there to go through it and have somebody who's going to guide you
Yeah.
through it as well. So I think, I really, really am proud of you. I think you've done fantastic. And the one thing I like about you is that because there are other students that might think, oh, I'm at this grade, I'm not doing well, and it demotivates them. And actually with you, I realize it motivates you, to keep going and do well. And so you've jumped that, grade 3, grade 5, 2 grades in just over a term. Now your exams are around the corner in the summer. So what grade are you aiming to achieve in the summer?
I know this might not sound realistic, but I really want to aim for like 8 or 9.
Okay. Yeah.
Because GCSEs are just going to stay there like for the rest of your life, and you can't change it. So I really do want to put my foot this time for my GCSEs and get higher grades.
Perfect. Put in that effort. You've improved your grades already, so put in the effort and try to achieve more. Sounds good. And what are your plans then, Apharna, after GCSE? So earlier when you talked about wanting to be a doctor, is that still your goals? Are you going to go to college, sixth form? What are your plans?
My plan after GCSEs, I'm going to go to sixth form and take biology, chemistry, and maths because that is required for medicine. And then I do want to go on to university and then get a degree.
Perfect. Lovely. Excellent. Very nice. Okay. And I think I have one last question for you. So considering you've now been with us for about 4 months, so you've had good experience of having a tutoring with us. What advice, Apharna, would you give to other students who were in the same position as you when they started? So maybe not doing well, or a little bit disappointed with their grades, don't know where to start. What advice would you give to other students?
From my personal experience, I did not have faith in myself at all when before coming to tutoring, that I was going to do well in my GCSEs for science. But then I realized when joining a tutoring and when you have someone to guide you and help you, it's just really helpful. And you don't realize until you do your marks or any test how much you have improved or made progress. And I would recommend someone to join tuition because they're always here to help you, and they keep motivating as you're like, because you're surrounded by people that have higher dreams and stuff like that. I think it's really good for yourself as well, and it really motivates me all the time to work hard.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent, because you're in that class with higher students who want to go down that same road as you, so it's very motivating. Apharna, well done. Honestly, you've done really, really well, and you're one of those students that you never really see it with us, but we say it to ourselves like, oh, I really want Apharna to do so well because she comes to every lesson, she's the first person in every lesson, and that hard work does definitely pay off, so well done.